I'm like, I'll try to go home. I ain't trying to be out here with these crazies. It just gets worse by the hour. Sheesh. I've been in enough accidents. I'm good.
Well, when you guys are ready.
Cool. All right. Make sure we good. Got the notes right here just so we could cover everything.
You can look at each other. You don't have to adjust the camera.
Nothing like that, huh? I'm probably going to be adjusting this throughout. Watch.
Yeah, if you need to adjust that.
All right, cool.
Can I get a check on everybody just to make sure I got everybody?
1, 2, 1, 3, 4.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Got you?
Check.
All right, here we go. We good.
Cute.
Let's get it.
All right. All right. Well, what camera am I addressing?
Middle.
Front one, yeah.
The front one. The front one gets
middle.
us. All right, cool. All right. What's up, you guys? How y'all doing? The Realness Lounge podcast. Very special guests, y'all. We got Luciano.
Hey.
Yeah.
Woo. Welcome.
Thank you guys
Yes,
for
sir.
having me. Yeah, appreciate
Yep.
you guys for bringing me on. I've already been on this once, but this is everybody's news, so it's gonna be different and fun. So I'm excited.
Mad cool, yeah.
Amen.
So, we got Adriana with us,
What up, y'all?
Hey, girl, hey.
co-host.
Hi.
We got Nisi,
Sup,
co-host.
girl?
All right. Yep. Yeah, so we're going to get started.
Okay.
So, Luciano,
Yes.
how you been, man?
Been good. The weather's starting to change. It's my favorite season. You know, birthday's in 2 weeks. I can start
Oh,
wearing
snaps.
hoodies in about a month. I'll be happy. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
sweater
great.
season.
Blessed. I'm
Yeah,
blessed.
yep.
Amen.
So you're a guy that has a lot of different hats.
Okay.
You have a lot of different hats. And I
Yeah.
got my notes. I got my notes for Luciano right here.
For
you know?
sure, for sure.
We want to make sure we ask him all the good questions and stuff.
Nah, for real.
So you had an injury.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, I was just in the hospital for about 8 days. I was doing deadlifts and fully pulled a wall. I felt something pop, and I've been a sports guy all my life. And I was like, it's whatever. I brushed it off, went home, put some ice packs on it, icy hot. And then went to sleep. That was a Thursday. Friday passed. I worked at my restaurant. I was good because I was up and running. Saturday passed. I was even more sore, but I was like, I'm fine. Sunday, I get a phone call to go to watch the Vikings versus the 49ers. I'm a huge Viking fan.
Yeah.
Which that was a great day because we won. But I woke up and I was like, I couldn't get up. I was like, damn, I'm getting old. I'm 32 years old. I was like, I'm getting old. But like, nah, I went to go take a shower. My whole hip and butt cheek was purple, bruised.
Wow.
Bruised. And I was like, what? This is weird. And I just never felt some like pain like that. I played it off. I went to go with my family, went to go watch the game, whatever. But I couldn't sit down. So I was literally at the bar standing up. And I was just in so much pain. And it was just like a lot. And then my sisters, 2 of them are nurses. They're like, you need to go get that checked out, So checked in the hospital. Well, I waited that whole day because I just am not a hospital person.
Right.
Why?
Monday,
Right.
I just don't like the hospitals. I'm a
What, you don't like being poked or like what is
no,
it?
I don't. I mean, I got the.
Is it too cold?
I ain't scared of needles, but
Oh,
no,
that's
I just don't like.
It's
I
the
just don't like hospitals. Yeah.
environment sometimes,
And so finally, I woke up. I took some pain meds, went to sleep, woke up at like 2, 3 in the morning, and then went to go check in. I was in so much pain, so finally I checked in. The doctor came. They're like, you fully ripped your hip muscle, like not strained it, not pulled it. I fully ripped it.
Wow.
So I had to get it
Holy
surgically
moly.
repaired. I was on antibiotics for. I was literally there for 8 days.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
And then I was
Damn.
on bed rest for 10. So this is my first full week like being out and about.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
how's that been?
Different. I ain't gonna lie. Even driving right now, I still like kind of feel like weird. I can't sit down for a very long time. Like an hour, 2 hours, I'm fine. Yeah, right. But
Yeah.
like I do move a lot. So it's like, it just feels weird, trying to get back into it. Like this morning, I actually I was helping my pops pour concrete. And I know I'm not supposed to do that shit.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those. But I felt great. The incisions healed up and everything. So
Right.
I feel great. I mean, obviously, I know I can't do legs. I can go to the gym. I can only do the doctor. And I will listen to the doctor because I'm older, not younger.
Yeah.
So I can only do biceps, triceps, traps, and forearms.
Yeah.
So
Is
I
that
can't
going good?
do-
You
So
say
you
you're
really
I'm
not
gonna be
can't even
just
mess with your lower
Yeah.
body at all.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna look like Bravo.
Yeah.
What's his name? Bravo or whatever?
Johnny
Yeah,
Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, I
You
can't.
have the hair.
Yeah, for real. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. So I
That's
can't
real.
I can't do legs. They did tell me for 2 months. So mid-December is when I can officially go back to like working out. But
Okay.
yeah, it sucked. It was random. I
Yeah.
treated it like it was nothing. So if you ever do feel like you in pain, go straight to the
just gotta
hospital
go.
and
Yep.
you
Hey,
know.
so I want to talk to you about the restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
So how's that going? You're like
going-
from when it started. What's the
Yeah.
growth from when it started?
No, it's going great. I opened it back in 2022 September. So we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary literally last.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It was thrown into my lap. I'm a person like I said in 2018 I became like a full-on entrepreneur.
Wow.
And
How'd you end up
Super
taking the
dope.
steps to do the entrepreneur thing? Because that's a scary step.
I was involved in a car accident.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's a full moon tonight,
I'm
so you gotta
telling
be
you.
safe, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm driving
Right.
really dumb more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in 2018, I was working at the hospital. I was working in the nightclubs, doing ride-alongs with the fire department. I was literally already like locked in. Like the
Yeah.
club I worked for, he was a chief, so he was like, "I got you." He was like, "Just do right, don't get no DUIs, and you're gonna be a firefighter."
Yeah.
Nice.
And I got into a car accident. A drunk driver ran a red light, hit my Corvette, and messed up my hip.
What? Your other hip?
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, right? My hips
other
are just,
side.
Not
yeah,
your
I'm
hips.
titanium right now. No. But yeah, so that pretty much, I was on 8-month leave, and I fell in love with entrepreneurship because I couldn't do ride-alongs. I couldn't work at the hospital at that moment. I was on leave, and that's when my brand Who Hurt You, I really created. It blew up, and I made a lot of money, and I was like, wait a minute,
Here we
and
go.
I started.
Yeah,
And
here
I
we
started
go.
to I got signed by Hennessy. I did a 3-year deal. I was an ambassador, like the only ambassador in Arizona,
Yep.
as far as
Nice.
Latinos. So
Nice.
it's like
Congrats.
money came in, and I was like,
It
all
started
right, I fell
flowing.
in love with this more than I fell in love with the medical field, to be honest, which is still a great thing.
Yeah.
Salute to anybody in the
Yeah.
medical field.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going on to the whole, I just like to take on different things. I was only gonna market for a restaurant that was at my restaurant previously. I went there, tried it out. It was good food and everything, but I told my friend that owned it at the time, nobody's gonna eat what they were serving a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And it was like sushi burritos. So it was like, which is
That's
good. I like
interesting.
seafood,
Right,
but
for
like,
sure,
yeah.
you got to think about it. Eating a sushi burrito, like you're gonna eat that
Yeah.
once a week or once a month.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
And I was like, man, we got to come up with something new. And I just knew he had a bunch of money, and I was like, I just thought of great ideas.
Let's
And
do it. Yeah.
I was like,
That's
man, I
nice.
got an idea, and I came back 2 weeks later with a full-on PowerPoint, and
Yeah. Good.
he was like, this is yours. He was like, pay this certain price, and
Yeah.
he was like, it's all yours, because he didn't want it. He was just like, yo, it's yours. I was like,
Wow.
oh shit.
That's a
Whoa,
blessing.
that
Yeah,
was
so
big.
I mean, obviously, I
Yeah.
give him, some money and all that, and I took him along the ride for a little bit, and then, he went his different way. But yeah, I mean, I'll say that was still to this day, it's the hardest challenge I've ever had in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm glad you shared that with us.
Oh yeah,
The
for
food
sure.
industry is insane.
Adriana, you said something about the Sons with Luciano, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I guess you did a collab with them
Yeah,
recently.
I
Yeah.
was one of the young Latino Chicano entrepreneurs that they put me on. This was the last campaign. It was called El Valle. So first things first, shout out to the Phoenix Suns for showing love to Chicanos and Latinos and all
Yeah.
that. And
Right.
it was really really cool to be a part of their main video and actually be one of the models for like their El Valle merchandise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So
it was
wait, what
really
does that
cool.
mean?
El
Do you know?
Valle?
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
just
I
the
don't speak
sun.
Spanish.
it's just the
What is it?
sun. Yeah, the sun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the valley. Like
Yeah,
the valley. Pretty much.
Because their jerseys are like
Yeah, the valley,
The Valley,
El Valley,
yeah.
the Phoenix Suns. But yeah, it was just
Yeah.
cool that they like. It's deeper than that though. Like the dope part about it is they had an artist that pretty much did a lot of artwork on like lowriders and stuff. Like so to see
Ooh.
that throughout the jersey and stuff, it's just like
Damn.
me.
That
I
is
grew up on
awesome.
lowriders. Like I have a lowrider myself. So like to see that was like, oh, like the Suns are showing love. Which
Right.
they should show love to every different culture and all
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah.
But to finally be like to see it, but not only see it and being a lifetime Suns fan to be a part of it,
Absolutely.
was really
Yeah.
cool. And like I didn't tell nobody
Awesome.
until
big.
like the video popped up at the games because
Yeah.
at every El
Oh,
Valle
snaps.
night, like the video would pop up and
Uh-huh.
like my face would pop up huge.
Yeah.
So people were like,
that's the feeling right there.
every
Is that
game I
weird?
got
That is
tagged and I was like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up?
Because you know what? I have like 49 or something mutual friends.
Okay.
When I pulled you up, and I was like, it looks kind of familiar.
Yeah,
And he was like,
yeah.
did you go to this club or that club? I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
yeah. He said, that's where you seen him
That's
from.
where I've seen
and
it,
I can't
yeah.
even remember those nights.
No, for sure.
So like, I'm like,
Those are the good
yo,
nights.
just to see you, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I can't even remember this night, but there he is.
No,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
I've been in the club scene 10 years. So like, I mean, there was a point in my life where I was club promoter, going to school full time, working at the hospital, doing ride-alongs and working out.
Dang,
Yeah. I didn't
how did
sleep.
you manage all of that?
I didn't. I didn't sleep.
You just go, you just don't
That's
sleep.
why I got the
How did-
bags under my eyes and everything.
Your brain though, like
Yeah.
how were you not?
I
like,
just,
what?
you're younger and you just get up and go and you start to think of like, it's kind of like I know they say never to have like plan A, plan B, plan C. No, I
Yeah.
had like a million plans. So like, I loved it all, and no, I mean, yeah, the club scene was
yeah.
crazy. I was in the club scene for 10 years.
You don't get
Wow.
tired
Wow.
100%.
Well,
of that? How
Nisi,
do you work
It's
through that?
It could
Yeah.
be exhausting. I'm
For sure.
Right. You're
No.
a bunch
So
of
Nisi,
drunk random people.
You do music. So have you had your life with the club scene? Like, what's your? How do you feel about that? Like the club scene when?
I.
Like, do you get tired of it?
Well, I sing in more like lounges now. So
Nice.
like the adult scene. I am not a club.
Oh, you're not.
Never
You're
have.
not. No.
I
Okay.
went
Okay.
to 1111 one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
It's nothing against the club. You know,
Yeah.
I love the
Right.
establishment.
Yeah.
I think what they're doing for their market is
100%.
cool, but not for me. I was
Yeah.
in the club
Right.
like somebody's grandma. Sleep there.
You didn't
So
do it
that's
right.
why I know, right? But I think that's why I geared myself and my music more towards like the older crowd.
Your atmosphere.
Nice.
That's what you.
Yeah,
know,
like
that's
I
what
just
you
want to
vibe
lay
with,
back and
yeah.
sing. I don't want to yell at y'all.
Absolutely.
Like I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No,
I love that.
yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
just want to serenade you. I don't want to
That's all.
yell at
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You know. So, but my club scene technically started when I was a little younger than what I should have been for a club. So, and singing in those clubs,
Yeah.
but
Nice.
under parental supervision.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a reason why I got tired of them
Quick.
quicker than what I was supposed to, I guess,
Yeah.
because you know. And then I was a young mom, so I didn't really do anything in my 20s. that
Yeah.
you normally
Still, young
would
moms
do.
still get out there
Still,
too. Like,
For sure.
Yeah, not as young if
Yeah.
your knees crack in the morning. So
yeah, yeah. So Luciano, speaking about the club, how do you deal with females in relationships? Because I watch your stories, bro. Like I watched them.
We talked.
At lunchtime, I was like,
He said, I watched them.
Nah,
I'm like, is he
yeah.
out there breaking everybody's heart? Like, what's going on
nah,
here?
I mean, I actually, what's the crazy thing is like every girl that I did, I will say this. I know for a fact the girl that I dated before going into the club scene,
Yeah.
I know I broke her heart. Cause I was like,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like it was like a great relationship and everything. We were young and all that, sweethearts and all that stuff. But like when I got a little taste of like, I've always like, okay, I'll say this respectfully and I don't mean it on no cocky stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I always received attention like
Yeah.
from women. So I'm like grateful and thankful because
Yeah.
I look way more handsome than what I look now. I'm a little run through, but I did like kind of walk away from that relationship because it just wouldn't work out.
Got it. Yeah.
And then when I got into another relationship, she was a bartender, I was the promoter, so
Oh, okay.
it worked out.
Yeah.
type
Kinda
thing.
worked out.
It worked out big time. And then, but then obviously it starts to get a little like, you kind of get annoyed after a while. Like I'm over here trying to do my job, which my job is to, invite girls out,
Yep.
get them full
That's your job.
table,
Yeah.
full bottles, and
That's real.
everybody have a good
Yeah.
time.
that part.
It's
yeah.
hard
you
to
know?
separate the two. in
Yeah,
a
for sure.
relationship.
And then like you just go like have a good time and you're dancing, you turn up with the mic, and then you look to the right and you look at the bar and you're just like
Oh, you get that
she's
next stare.
staring at you, So it's like
That is
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
that's crazy. We kind of talked about that a little bit. The last podcast is like being with somebody who understands what you do
for
fully.
sure,
Like
100%.
with me being a musician, it's
Yeah.
really hard to not date a creative because they don't. Anybody else doesn't understand the hours. They don't
100%.
understand the places. They don't understand the people.
Yeah.
Like, and if you can't trust me enough to go out there and actually do my job, then it's just not.
It's not
gonna
gonna
work.
work. Yeah.
not gonna work.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna work. Yeah.
And that's one thing I would
That's
explain
true.
to every like woman that I dated. Like I would say, hey, like this is what I do. Obviously, like whether it's taken serious or not, but like the opportunities that were coming my way were great.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was in a short film movie. I mean, I got sponsored by Hennessy. I was getting booked out of town. Like they're taking care of my flight, my my hotel stay, and I was getting a really nice check. And I would even bring the girl I was dating. I'm like, oh, come with me. I don't
Yeah.
mind. Like,
Come,
you
yeah.
know, you're beautiful. Like, I want you to be next to me.
please,
You know?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But there's just some women that just like, no, I want you to do your thing. And then, all right, cool. And then
Yeah.
you're not supposed to agree, I guess. Because then they're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
But I will say this, like, when I was younger, like, and like now that I'm 32 years old, obviously 10 times more mature than what I was compared to when I was 23, 24, getting the attention I was receiving.
Yeah.
Have your fun when you're younger and then worry about a relationship later on. You know what I mean?
100%.
It just also matters your lifestyle too. I will say
Yeah.
that because I have
Yeah.
cousins that got married at 21 years old, but at the same time they weren't club goers. They were more
Yeah.
like inside playing video games. And I'm grateful and thankful that they have a happily married or their marriage and their kids are 10 years old. That's awesome, But it's like me. I was like young. I was
Yeah.
partying. I was get up and go. I was traveling. I was flying. Especially like the last couple of years since I started to slow down the clubs.
Yeah.
I started getting invited out of town more, and I was in California like every other weekend. I think in
Right.
6 months I racked up like 30 flights. like just back forth,
Whoa.
I
back
can't.
forth.
That's
That's dope.
exhausting.
Wow.
It was very, but it
So I
wasn't
know
just
you
to go
wasn't
party.
working out or nothing.
Oh no, I was still working out and all
Really?
that, but I was networking like crazy because you know
Okay, I got
Arizona. I
it.
love Arizona. It's my city till the day I die.
Yeah.
But you do gotta, after you get to a certain point, you gotta go network with people.
You have to.
And you
yeah.
have to go
That's
meet
exactly
people.
what we're doing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what we're doing.
Yeah,
It's
no,
healthy.
We met
Man,
Raquel,
that's real.
Instagram,
Yeah.
on, online,
Mhm.
Adriana, online,
Yeah.
same
Yeah, for
thing,
sure.
online, and it just vibes, connects, and everything.
That's how it
just
goes.
Congregates together, and
For
sure.
when you start putting out content like this podcast is straight awesome. You get in
100%.
different scenes, and then you start to see people who didn't support you.
Oh, for
now
sure.
they're starting to come. Who's that? Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got him? I was like, yeah, I'm trying to invite you on a podcast when I was doing it in my living room, but you said you were busy.
You were
Yeah.
busy.
But now I got seen, and you're like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna take off that much.
Yeah,
like you gotta.
and
Do
that's how it
you ever
goes.
deal with that? Like,
all day long. Like right now, like I was saying, I slowly am getting out of clubs. Like I'm still there. People still call me. Like I don't even
for
work
sure,
at the
yeah.
clubs anymore, and I still get like, hey, can you book me a table? And I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm like, I got you. I already
Yeah.
know exactly who hit up.
Yeah.
Hey, take care of this table. They're a big spender. I don't need no money from you guys. Like boom, do your thing. Now I'm starting to get into festivals and concerts and putting them together and promoting them and pushing them and being behind the scene, like person with many hats. As far as
yeah,
like Bellico Fest was just this past April. That was my first festival that I was actually a part of. Like it was me and 4 or 5 other guys that put that together. I was
Yeah.
actually I'm actually I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's all me, but
yeah.
one of the biggest artists, the Sunday, because it was a 2-day event, the closer, I'm the one that booked them. Like I'm the one that, hey bro, like I need you to be a part of this. And nobody could get a hold of him. But I
Yeah.
happened to be a friend. And I was like, let me call him real quick. And I made that happen, and that made me feel good. And everybody else looked at me like, wait, who's this guy? Like,
Yeah.
they took me serious,
Yeah.
Obviously, I was selling table. I did everything. Promoted. I was in charge of all the bottle girls, making sure all the tables were sold, making sure everybody's having a good time, because you got people paying $7,000, $3,000, $2,000
For sure.
tables.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure, I've
They're
spent
right,
some
right,
money, and
yeah.
I want to make sure I have a good
You gotta
time.
make
So
sure it's
Right,
good. Yeah.
right.
dealing with the artists, making sure, hey, we're here. We need the tickets to get inside the gates.
Yeah.
Like just all that.
Good.
So
yeah.
when I started to do that, more than ever, obviously, Luciano, can you get me outside of the club?
Yeah.
But now that it's like I'm part of festivals and concerts and around these artists, even more, you got people that I never even talked
man.
to. Hey, bro,
Trying
what's
to
up?
hit you up.
I'm this, or
Here
I'm
it
the
comes.
photographer, I'm this. And that's crazy. You never wanted to come take photos of me at the
Yeah.
club.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you never wanted to come to my restaurant and take photos. So like, because
Wow.
I'm right next to a celebrity, that I don't get hyped up over celebrities. I mean, I'll be the
Yeah,
realest to say it, because I've been around many of them throughout the years.
So what's your 3 biggest celebrities that you're excited about meeting, like personally?
Personally,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it out there right away.
All right.
I'm a big fan of Drake. I mean, whether people love him or hate
No
him.
way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Drake. I mean, maybe it's the OVO.
Is it his
in me.
music
I don't know.
or like what?
Yeah,
about
it's his
him?
music for sure. I mean, I don't like Drake because he's Drake. I just like the way that I feel like I can relate to. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I love slow music.
Yeah.
And this all goes into who
Yes.
hurt you, because people
Right.
will be like, you look at me, you're gonna think I like to listen to gangster shit. Nah,
Or
I don't.
something
Like, I
like-
do. I listen to it, but
but
I rather like on my way home right now, I'm gonna go listen to some slow music more than I'll go listen to Tupac or gangster
Right.
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're throwing some
Or
Russ.
something
You got
like-
Russ in the
When
playlist.
you started talking
Yeah.
though, the gangster thing. Not that I
Yeah,
even
yeah,
stereotyped you
yeah.
at all.
No,
but
no, for
when you
sure.
started talking, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
He likes R&B.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
just because that's the vibe.
That's
like,
the
you know what
vibe,
I
yeah.
mean? Like,
I always say like
100%.
this, and this goes back to me. Just I've always been a ladies' man, and I'm just being honest.
Right.
I cared about the women, so it's like
Yeah.
me hanging out with a woman in the car. Am I gonna bump Young Dolph, or am I gonna
Right.
bump
Right.
some
Right.
That's
genuine?
so real.
Yeah.
Fellas,
I like that.
it's
Right.
game.
Yeah.
Let me give you game. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't
Like,
be
Yeah.
bump some
Better be
genuine
real.
or some, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
112.
This is
They
free
will-
game right here. It's
Right.
They
free,
will look
free
at you
game.
better than you play young. They don't care if you're a
Right.
gangster. They want to see the
Yeah.
soft side of you.
Yeah,
Like,
they really do.
Thank
Yeah.
fellas,
you.
come on,
Amen.
fellas. Get it
Yeah,
together.
it's
So wait,
it's
what
hard
was
to
your
teach
childhood
that.
like? I'm very curious
At
because you
the-
said you respect women a lot, like, and it shows.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like, I kind of am curious to like how that came about. Like,
I mean, my mom and my pops have been together since they were 15 years old. They're about to be 70.
oh wow,
beautiful.
Yeah,
Right.
40 years plus.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 40 years plus. I got 3 older sisters and no brothers.
That's it.
So I think
that's it.
you're
and
the,
I wouldn't-
you're the only.
I'm the baby. Yeah, I'm the baby.
You're the
Wow.
Must
baby
be
with 3
noise.
older sisters.
Yeah.
Right.
So I learned everything about a woman. Don't get me wrong. I've had my player ways. I've
Yeah.
cheated. I've
Right.
walked in and out. I've gone
Yeah.
crazy. I've been
Yeah.
disrespectful. But I mean, I learned like more than ever when I see my sisters come home crying because a guy broke their heart. And all that. You start to
Oh,
kind of
yeah, for
think
sure.
like,
What did you do when that happened?
I want to get up and go fight somebody. What do you
Did you
think?
ever though? No, like did you ever
I've only
act on
fought.
it though?
I've only fought one guy that broke my sister's heart because he was outside still trying to like come in, and I was
Yeah.
like,
It was like, no, okay.
I was
You're
like
like,
13
oh,
years
back
old.
up.
I was like, what's up about this? Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay, okay.
no,
That's
I
what's
mean,
up.
I just like this, like I said, when you see love, and like I really, really am grateful to have my mom and dad still together to this day. Those are my best friends. And I see the way they have it. I know that I'll never find that type of love because that love is no longer, I don't care what anybody says. That love is no longer, because, you know.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So when you're dealing with people who have been married for 30 plus years, they were able to fall in love in a simpler time where there wasn't like a lot of distraction. There wasn't anxiety wasn't a thing.
100%.
Like they knew to just go work. They knew they had their gender roles, right? Which now, I mean, obviously all that's been scrubbed. So
out the way,
and it's not a bad thing. It's just as time changes, we're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to change,
that's
right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So love just looks different now.
100%.
Like it just, it's not that old school.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
Like I try to do like all the cute things and all that, and then you start to like, one of my biggest things, and I'm not asking for like, I need roses back, or I need a thank you, or I need you to post me, but like the moment I feel unappreciated, my love for that person.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, 100%. Why would it be there?
And that maybe like people like, oh, you gave up quick. That's not about giving up quick. It's just,
you just saw it.
So many people are just so used to just give me right away.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, I once had a girl, I literally tell a friend of mine, like, oh, why'd you guys break up? Like, oh, he was like, he wasn't my, what did she say? He wasn't my type or something like that. And then I stepped back and I was, damn, what did I do? Because she was really like hyped up and I was doing everything right. Got the roses, did the whole thing, da-da-da. And then I find out that she was dating who she dated previously, and she was used to the Louis Vuitton bags right away. And
those guys.
I'm just like,
those guys.
I'm like, they buying your love, baby girl. That's one thing I won't do. I won't buy a woman's love. Like I said, it's like, it's either you're meant for me, and we're going to take it slow. I'm not over here saying you got to pay my bills. But I really, and this is like a very big, I was just answering questions about this.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm very, very big on like, I need you to show me love and affection as well. You know what I mean? I'm going to give it to you all day.
Revolving door situation.
All
It's not a one-sided thing.
And I'm not asking for gifts. I don't need none of that. Like, I'm grateful I can go buy that stuff myself. But it's like, show a little appreciation, and I promise you, ladies, you'll be taken far.
100%, bro.
Present your
If
man.
you invest in the right one, though, because if you do it for the wrong one, you just gonna either just gonna take.
I've read and actually listened to a couple of podcasts where they say that men know what kind of woman that they want.
Yes, they do.
They're going to put their energy into the woman that they really want.
100%.
Of course, they're going to go through the ones that are going to give them what they want at the time.
Right.
But the woman that they want to spend the rest of their life with, they know.
They already know. And it don't take long.
Exactly. It does not take long. And that's why you see most men leave a long-term relationship and go get married to somebody within a year.
Yeah.
Because they found what they needed.
Yep.
Exactly.
Women, okay, now this is a little devil on one side. Because we're emotional creatures off top, I think that bars our judgment a lot.
Yeah.
Men are, I think, I won't even say they're designed, because I don't want nobody jumping on me on social media about the masculine and feminine thing. When we all have masculine and feminine qualities.
We do.
But I think that women tend to over emotionalize, so I think that stops us from being able to see that the man really is not messing with us at all. Yeah. And that's where you get the crazy people, I'm about to jump over your fence and get you. I'm about to key.
You get the
how many men do you see key a car versus how many women do you see key a car?
Right.
You know what I mean? 100%. Like, that's what I mean by the over emotional woman.
Yeah.
So now there are women who are not like that, right? Yeah. Who know, like, they've put the time in, they're at a place where they can operate in both of their masculine and feminine qualities. And that's the kind of man, that's the kind of woman a man typically wants.
For sure.
That's just statistics.
No, yeah.
Statistics.
But yeah, I mean, if enough people are saying it, there has to be some validity to it.
No, for real. I think women like to feel comfortable being in like La La Land and like, oh, that's the one I want, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I learned my lesson. God, you take the wheel, because I don't know better.
I don't think I was that kind of kid. You know, like how girls grow up and they're like, oh my God, I want this wedding and I want to be. I
could never be that.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
never understood
that. What are you guys talking about?
Right?
Disney is not even real. I'm just kidding. No.
Oh wait. Hold on. It's real.
But that also had a lot to do with my upbringing, right? Like my father, what I thought was like a really good father figure.
Right.
You know, the girl is always going to look at their father as the example as to who they want to marry.
Sure.
Yes.
So if a man is not necessarily operating in him being the father, then I think that becomes absent. And it's the same with men and moms. Like the mama's boys exist, right?
Oh, for sure.
100%.
And they got the guy has to be ready to be a stepdad too. He got to know where he's stepping in. Just by default, he's not just gonna let the kid's birthday go by and not give him nothing.
Right.
And the kid is gonna get attached. So like a lot of guys, they don't really recognize this. Like I got friends that'd be like, oh man, it's not really working out with this girl. And I'm like, what she do? Did she ever post you? Oh no. I'm like, did she ever post your arm with the cup or whatever like that? Yeah, she posted. I said, okay, I can tell you the level that she likes you right now just because of that.
Right.
Because a lot of women,
things.
they won't. I'm sorry, yo.
It's okay. Call us out. Call us out. No, you're good.
I see the
I'm
same
chill with
moves.
that.
Like when girls break their heart or they do something, I don't know, to themselves that they feel like they're starting to exceed in life. They do the same thing. They cut their hair. They get they dye it.
Yep. Because
they get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And then they go on a trip to post it. It's the same moves.
It really is.
Like when girls are happy, that's what they do. But a lot of guys don't know that cadence. So they always, give this. Let me buy this. Or I'm going to buy this, buy you this, and buy you that. And she just getting detached because she's like, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm not even attracted. Just reading his messages. I'm like, dang, bro. Like, you got to like pull back a little bit.
100%.
But guys don't really know how to handle pretty women.
True.
Or even the women that they're super interested in.
Right.
They can't handle them. So they move and operate different. But when a guy does know how to handle a pretty girl, the pretty girl gets a little insecure because she thinks he's a player. Yeah. So the game just kind of like,
it's like, goodness.
Yeah, it's
Can
one
we
of those
stop
things.
the snowball?
No,
for sure. It's one of those things that you just gotta know where you're at in life. Like I get asked all the time, like I've been single for a while and they're like, why aren't you like in a relationship? You're older now, like, you know what I mean? Don't you want to get married? Your parents are getting older. I'm like, yo, all due respect, I might end up single for the rest of my life. Who knows? Like,
that's
I'm
so
just being
real.
honest.
No, that's real.
Because it's like I've learned to like being in, like, for me personally, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for nobody else's relationship. But being in a relationship has slowed me down so much.
Yes.
And like I lost so many opportunities because like
100%.
I had to come home or I had to like not take that trip because she felt insecure about it. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's be single. Yeah, I can go mingle and talk to all these women and do that all day long. And I'm gonna get called a player regardless, no matter what I do.
Yeah,
like I walk in the room, oh, he's a player already. I'm like, all right.
I get the same thing.
He's tattooed. He knows how to dress. Like, all right, cool, whatever. Or he's that promoter guy, or he's the restaurant guy, or he's oh my God, like. I get asked all the time, how many women have you had come to this restaurant and eat with you? And I'm like, a million, because that's my job. Yeah. I want people through this door. What you mean, But no, I feel like that's why I'm single, and I think I'm going to stay single for a while until, if it happens, it happens. I'm not looking for it. I never look for it. Yeah. And I'm just like focused. I'm like, right now is like my like, hey, I want to be retired by 40 stage or 35 if it happens.
100%.
It right
you know what I mean?
That's the goals right now.
So for your birthday, you gonna do anything? I know you're recovering from an injury.
No, I mean, I've had it. Like I said, I recently just walked away from the club scene. Not fully, like I said, but like pretty much not doing the weekly like clubs and all that. And all the promoters have hit me up and like, hey, let's do your birthday here. And I'm like, look, you guys only got 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, and that's it. My birthday's on a Monday, so Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, I just want to chill with my family and do like the whole dinner thing, backyard swimming and all that stuff. So I just don't know yet. Like,
you don't know. Okay,
I'll lock it in for sure. Yeah. I'll lock it in. It's either gonna be one night for sure downtown, the other night possibly Westgate. I don't know yet. But I always get invited everywhere. Like
cool,
we're doing a lot. But like my birthday, like I said, this year, I'm just grateful to have another year.
That's what you feel. Absolutely, you gotta.
You gotta sell. Very simple. I just want the people that have shown me love and respect to be around, and that's how I go. I remember when 5 years ago, I was like, already my birthday was planned in September. Like, we're doing this, we're doing this. We got the party bus. It's a costume party, so everybody got up because it's Halloween weekend. So now I'm just like.
Yeah.
So wait, what's your favorite birthday?
Let me take a nap on my birthday.
Hey,
How about
for real. I know that's gonna be for sure me next year, for sure.
Which one's your favorite birthday out of what you said? You're 32. 32 years.
32. I'm turning 33. My favorite still to this day is gonna be my 28th birthday. That was my golden year because my birthday's on the 28th. And that was the second year I had brought. So what I did starting the year prior, I would bring my mom and dad and my sisters to the club. So I had one table for them and one table for like females and homies and all that stuff. And I would always give my mom roses, and then I'd give my dad an ace of spade, and just celebrate them because they're the ones that like
they put the work in.
They're the ones, they're the ones,
Yeah.
they're the reasons why I'm here. And I did that for like 5 years. My mom last year we didn't do it because my mom wasn't feeling too good. Okay. Who knows? We might bring them out this year, but yeah, 28 was like so dope because I had like a really good time. I didn't have to worry about nothing. You know, I even that night, and it's funny because my dad gets mad all the time. My dad's a big dude. But I actually had a security guard. I never get a security guard ever. Yeah. But I was like, I got my family here. Like, I want to make sure everybody has a good time. I don't want to have to deal with everybody. Like, So yeah, that 28 was definitely my favorite, and it was nothing crazy. I didn't turn up. I didn't get drunk. Like more people around me got drunk than I did. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
So where do you think you are mentally? Like, what's your clothing brand, and then you got the restaurant you juggling, and all these different hats. You know,
I'll be honest with you.
Where are you mentally?
Yeah, mentally, I ain't gonna lie. A couple of months ago, ever since I got the keys to that restaurant, it's been very stressful because I never had restaurant background. So I was like trying to learn everything. Thank God that I have a couple of people that definitely helped me out in the restaurant business. But it's like kind of like a baby that never grew up. So for like a year and a half, I was at that restaurant. Like I was working myself. I wasn't just one of those owners that just like, all right, cool, y'all do your thing. I was cooking fucking hot dogs. I was there because on Fridays and Saturdays, we're open till 3 a.m. So even when I would go to the club, say I'll get there at like 6 to open up, I'll leave at like 10:30, go to the club, come back. And, you know, and finish the night off with my employees. Because we would have a really packed night, and plus people love to see the owner there. You know what I mean? It's not even asking for discounts; they just see you there. And I was so stressed, and I was just like, man, this is taking. Like I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere because it's like a turtle race, you know, with the restaurant.
Yeah,
100%.
And so I started to get stressed for a year and a half. I was there finally, so a year and a half, I was able to like kind of walk away and let the team do their thing. And then I was doing more of the concerts, festivals, and then for the first time after this big festival I had or concert after party I had, which was in March, I took a social media break. Like people thought I died. People literally wrote me. They were like,
I love that. You have to reset.
Yeah, and I have
people get upset with
I have never done that in like the 12 years of having Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, how was that not overwhelming?
I don't know. I just was always on go and like going. And I finally was exhausted and I was tired and I was like, because I'm like I reply to everybody. Yeah. So like when I do like my little questions, I'll get like 20 people to like reply to one. But you got to think I do like 15, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50. And I reply to everybody because that's just the way I am. So I finally got like, I was like, hey, I have no events. I have nothing crazy. Let me just hop on like the other pages and still promote and push. But as far as my main Instagram page, I didn't post for like 2 months.
Wow.
And people were like, he died or like, what's going on? Are you okay? You had a mental break. And it was like, it was June, right? So that's men's mental health.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So they really thought I was going through something. And I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, I just wanted to take a break. And it was a good thing. And it was a great thing because I knew that I was going to be busy from this month all the way to March. Yeah. So I was like, let me mentally prepare myself because I'm about to be annoying on social media. I'm about to do some skits, some podcasts,
in.
festivals, concerts. Oh, I'm going in. So I was like, it was a good feeling to like take those 2 weeks off or 2 months off. I mean, the business slowed down a little bit, but like as far as the restaurant, it was good because I was still promoting and pushing on the page. The brands were still, you know, I was still messaging people and stuff. But as far as my main page that has like the most followers, a lot of people were like, even unfollowing me. I think like 300 people unfollowed me. And I was like,
wow.
You know what happened?
Oh, yeah, let me just go
They
ahead.
just were like, oh, maybe he lost his page or whatever. But mentally now, like I'm like refreshed. I feel great. I'm excited. I feel like life is always going to be stressful no matter what you do.
No matter what.
And the more you like I always said it. And I said it on the last time I was on this podcast. And I always like say this. One of my brothers, I call him my twin. It's funny because he's black and I'm Mexican, but we call each other twin. But he always tells me, because I was like, one time he caught me like just exhausted. And he was like, man, new levels, new devils. And so it's like,
that's cool right there.
You know what I mean? And I was like, it's always the higher you get, the more it's gonna come towards you. So just continue to do your thing. And like I said, I'm just ready for it. Now I'm like refreshed. I kind of, like I said, a lot of things, I let, not things crash, but just things like, I let friendships go out the door. I saw who was real. You know what I mean? I saw like people that weren't really supporting. Cool. You know what I mean? I even did like a clothing brand that it wasn't even really for me. It was more for a friend. And like they kind of gave up. And I was like, wait, now why is the burden on me?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Wow. But it's all good because I mean, like, I don't give up. I don't quit. Yeah. And, you know, not even to talk bad about them because I have no negative towards anybody, but I was like, I'm going to make this successful on
Absolutely.
my own.
So 100%. Where's the clothing brand right now? You know, like
everything's great.
Everything's
so
good. You got a website for it?
Yeah. I have Who Hurt You and then I have Desert Dreams. So Who Hurt You is a clothing brand that I came up with because as I got older and matured more, I would get DMs from guys talking shit or just people hating. And I like, one time I was just like, I told some guys, like, bro, who hurt you? And he didn't have a reply. And I put it on a t-shirt as a joke. And then, you know, I actually just hit a milestone. I sold 1,000 shirts.
Wow.
It's on my website since 2000. That was since 2020. So in 4 years. I know that's kind of slow, but at the same time, it was a dope milestone. That doesn't include hoodies. That doesn't include sweats. That doesn't include women's clothing and all that.
Absolutely.
So I was like, yo, to know that 1,000 shirts were bought. And I know I was way more because I was selling shirts the first year in the back of my car at QT's. Like, yo, 20 shirts will get sold. I'm telling you, I'm a hustler.
You could pull up anywhere with that.
Yeah, exactly. And I would bring it with me. Even when I was working at the restaurant, people were like, hey, I want to meet you. Can like you bring it there? I'm like, come through. Like, I'm down.
Come through right there, yeah.
You know, come eat a hot dog or something.
So when are you guys open?
So Monday through Thursday, we're open from 9 in the morning until 3 p.m.
Okay.
Which I know that's kind of people be like, why are you guys closed so early? Because like you just got to understand downtown. People think downtown's busy 24/7, but it's not. We used to be open from 10 till 8 p.m., but like from 3 to 8, dead. It was super slow. It just wasn't worth it money wise.
Right.
Yeah.
Fridays, like I said, we do 9 to 3 p.m. close, and then we reopen from 7 p.m. until 3 in the morning. And then Saturday, 7 p.m. until 3 in the morning. And then Sundays we're closed.
Oh, that's a good,
Yeah. So the weekends we kill it. We like have a lot of like sporting events or like concerts, bars, people. It's pretty cool to see.
What do you have going on right now as far as like the next promotion or anything like that? Or is it just kind of like a...
No, I got a lot. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got to... Obviously, I'm always be promoting my two clothing brands, which I'm going to be doing a new drop for both of them. I have 4 new graphics for Who Hurt You, 2 new graphics for Desert Dreams. Nice. And then it's hoodie season, so that goes crazy.
Yeah.
And I do that all on my own. Besides, obviously, the people that print it, they do that for me. But as far as the packaging, printing and all that, so be careful. People like, I'm sorry. Be like, people like, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? You ordered 2 days ago. Relax. You know what I mean?
Right. So when we get the shirts from you, we're literally ordering from Luciano. He's packaging it.
I'm packaging it. I'm getting the what is it called? The labels, taking it to the post office. It's a good feeling though, because I've been asked, like, I've had people that ask me like,
entrepreneurship.
For sure. I've had people like, let me be your assistant. Let me handle that. And I'm like, it's like yoga to me. Like, you know, people like yoga or like they like to go to the mountain and just breathe. Like, that's me breathing. Put music on and just do the merch. I got my birthday obviously next week. 2 weeks. The 27th, I'm doing a collab with Footprint Center for the Mark Anthony concert. Okay. I'm going to be doing a ticket giveaway. And then I'm flying to Vegas because we're doing a festival that I'm going to be doing like artist relations and like promoting and marketing. It's like a Mexican festival in Vegas, November 2nd. Then I got the Fuesa official after concert party, the 27th. And then on the 30th, we have me working with the West Coast Festival and Power 90.3. That's with The Game, MC Magic, and many more. It's a car show.
I saw that.
I have another festival in December. We can't announce it yet because we're waiting for like confirmations and stuff, but it's locked in. Besides, obviously, like I said, when the artist can, there's a lot of like NDAs you have to sign. So I can't really talk like that. But and then we have obviously the festival that we threw earlier this year. It's called Bellico Fest, which I think people need to understand because a lot of people thought it was fake. It was like one of those situations because we had 2 artists that were a part of Rolling Loud that weren't like Rolling Loud like kicked them off, or I don't know what happened, but like they canceled, and so they were like, how does Rolling Loud not have them but you do a month later? So they didn't believe us. But to see it actually happen and to see that we did that festival in 60 days. Like we literally made it in 60 days. So now that we have 7 months, because it's going down in March.
It's gonna be better.
Oh, we're gonna go crazy.
Oh, 2025, yo.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go crazy. So yeah, just a lot of festivals, concerts. Like I said, I always get invited to different little events, and man, I always get told move to Cali because there's events and concerts and
100%.
Just even like mixers to be at and important people. And I'm like, man, I wish I could, but I also sponsor a young boxer, 15 years old. He has 91 amateur fights. He has 2 pro fights. He's signed by Devin Haney, signed by Venom, and then I'm one of his sponsors, so I'm excited for that.
Oh,
kid.
that's cool, right?
So yeah,
the boxing scene.
I do see the boxing scene.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I have my clothing brand Who Hurt You on his trunks, and I'm proud of that kid big time because I've been a fan of him for a while.
How do you get all this like motivation and like keep going?
Because nobody's gonna be motivated. Like nobody's gonna do it for you but yourself. So that's how I look at it. You know, like if you don't like where you're at in life, I always tell people like this, then nobody's gonna like help you out. You got to do it yourself. You know, you might get some help, but in reality, like nobody's really gonna like fully. do it for you but yourself. So like when I hear something, like I'm down. Like I'm like, let's run it.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. It just gives you
That's
energy.
real.
Yeah,
You're like, okay, let's
get
go act on it. Like today, yesterday.
I know. I'm telling you. Like even if like with the whole El Valle thing, I step back and think that day I was so exhausted. And I was like, I was starting to think like kind of like a girl. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna look good. I don't have a haircut.
No, this and that. Yeah.
They're gonna see me. And then like I was so like, oh, I was kind of being a girl about it. I was like, no, you know what? This is with the Phoenix Suns. This is with Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my favorite players. I actually got to drive his one of his lowriders in the video. So I was like, man, like I gotta go. And like just to see how it unfolded and just to see like everything, I was like, oh man, see if I didn't go, then who would have known? You know what I mean?
Right,
so and the love I got from that, so it was cool. So
Question though. Sorry to cut you off though, but like when you know how you do I don't know how to say it.
Bellico Fest.
Yes. So do you ever like? Cause don't you have a food truck for your company? So can you go to these places that you're so you can get your business out there?
I actually don't have a food truck. It's a short bus that we wrapped it for promo.
Oh, okay.
We could turn into. We were thinking about it. We were turning into a food truck. But it's so expensive with everything. Like I think, permits and everything, liabilities, where you can park where you can't park. And so like salute to all my food truck companies. Like one of my mentors is Jerry Easy Bachi. This dude.
Oh my gosh, they are actually parked right by my house now.
Yeah.
On Vineyard and 48th Street.
Yeah, that's my man's right there. And he's killing it.
So good.
It's really, really good. And just to see
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, you gotta do it. And he was explaining to me too. He was like, man, just like everything that he has to go through. And I'd be watching him like, man, you stressed. I'm stressed watching you. So I was like, I'm not saying that I'm scared, and I just feel like right now is not the time. But I know that I do plan on getting like permits for like just the little carts because I get asked a lot. Yeah. Like come to my kid's party or come do that. And I was like, man, I can make something.
Cool.
Listen, coming from somebody who like makes cakes.
Yeah.
People pay bank
for
parties out here. Especially the Hispanic community.
Communities will.
As long as all the beers bought first.
And the African American communities, like they will pay money for kids' parties.
For kids' parties,
there's no limit to their love.
Not
as they shouldn't be.
And it's social media too. They want it to all look perfect. You know what I mean? Especially.
It really
so obviously they want it for their kid, but then they also want to be like, oh yeah, you're the one that put it together.
Oh yeah.
That's me.
I'm viral on that.
Egotistical.
Yeah. So when you're talking about like, just to kind of go back just a little bit, when you're when she asked you like how you do all of this, how do you find the motivation? It like has me thinking. I actually just posted a video Monday or Tuesday about how sometimes like you have to go through, like you have to hate it sometimes. Yeah. Because you love it so much.
For sure.
And that was like, I'm 30. God, how old am I? 33. Good Lord. See, you get old and you just forget. But I'll be 34 in January, and I'm barely at a place where like my music is doing its thing.
There you go.
Like the mortuary business is where it's at. Like but it takes time.
For sure.
And you also mentioned that, oh my God, 4 years is a long time, but actually like it's not.
It's
like
quick.
You achieved a lot within 4 years, and I don't think that we can put a time on passion because as we change, our passions change.
100%.
So,
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with relationships too. You know, it comes. It evolves, and that's why you have a lot of people that break up a little bit later in life. Like, say, if you get together when you're 25, when you're 25, and then next thing you know, when you're 30, for some reason, we grew apart. But it's not like we're growing apart. It's that your mindset is going over here, and your goals are changing. For sure. And the guy might be trying to love her like the 25-year-old version of her, but he doesn't want to. Well, she doesn't want to. You know, she's like, hey, like I'm over here, I'm grown now, and you know, these are my goals. You didn't see it, and just that right there is why she starts to slowly pull apart. And once that girl is gone, she's gone. Like a lot of guys don't understand. Like you guys, like once she's emotionally detached, there's no way you can like bind it back together. And if you bind it back together, it's gonna be tension the whole time, and eventually it's gonna break anyway. So why waste a year in a relationship that's super tense for 3 more years? It's gonna break up anyway. So now you got 7 years that's gone, and it was gone from the get-go. But a lot of guys aren't taught that. So
you gotta know when to let it go.
This is coming from a person that I used to date because of looks. I didn't even care what the person was like. I'm being 100% honest. I'm just being completely honest.
No way.
I wanted to
valid,
look
though.
good. I wanted to walk into these events, and when I got invited to backstage with artists, and I wanted to be like, yo, I have the baddest girl in the building. Da, da, da.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I started to realize, like, damn, some of them I'm not even interested in.
not
And
even
then you get
interested in.
older, you start to mature. And I'm being honest, like,
That's real.
you start to mature now, and everybody laughs and be like, you're just saying that to say that to be like cute. But I really do date now for personality.
Yeah.
I like if
Wow.
we can't talk, if we
That's
can't,
You have
huge.
to.
Yeah.
you have
We
to.
we touched on that the
Right.
last time too.
Yeah.
Like your vibe is going to speak first. Like if
Oh,
you're
100%.
if you're the person
Energy.
who is not superficial, the vibe is going to talk first.
100%.
And that's what you got to go with. I mean, they may not be the prettiest in the room, and I think that's been for me. Like, I am not superficial. Everybody I've ever dated looks like the Rimbo. Like,
Yeah,
not
same.
one consistent person.
Wow.
Because I've
Agreed.
always sought, I have to have a thinker. I have to be with somebody who can
Yeah.
think, who
100%.
can lay on the couch. And sure, you're playing your game, but then it's like, oh shoot, I thought of this idea. Like, and then we're sitting
Oh,
down and we're
yeah,
jotting
yeah.
that shit
Oh
down.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
that's the
Right?
kind of person that I am because
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Non-existent,
sleep
though.
until I built the wealth for my kids.
Nice.
Like I can't.
That's
Yeah.
real.
40,
Yeah.
child, I'm trying to be retired by 39 and a half.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
don't feel,
good.
I don't feel like I am going to retire because I'm always so much on the
No,
move.
yeah, you're always gonna work. I mean, my dad's like I said,
For
just
sure.
this morning he retired. My dad did everything, but like he at the towards the end. I'm not saying towards the end, but like the last 20 years or whatever, he did blocking concrete because he just wanted to do it. I'm
Yeah.
talking about my dad played football, played for UCLA. Was working out. He was a bodybuilder with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all them.
Oh, wow.
He was.
Yeah.
If you ever heard of Fantasy Island, there's a show called Fantasy Island. Back in the my dad was
Yes.
Tattoos bodyguard. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture when we're done.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. We got to pull that picture
Yeah,
out.
no,
That's-
for
that's very
sure.
cool.
And
Yeah.
my dad did
my
everything. He was a
gosh.
physical therapist at what's it called, St. Joseph's. He did it all, and then he just wanted to take on the family business, which is blocking concrete, like us
Yeah.
Mexicans love to do. and like my dad's retired. He's been retired, and but he just gets bored, and he's like, "Yo, we're gonna do some
Right?
concrete
That's
this
so
morning."
sweet.
Yeah.
And like
It's-
me, like I don't charge my dad. Like I go and he'll try to throw me money. He'll try to give me. I'm like, bro, I
No,
go
I don't
for
even-
it.
yeah,
Right.
Because it's like I
absolutely, yeah.
bond with you even more. Like we get
Exactly.
like
It's
more
I got to
than
make sure
that.
you're good.
It's
I was like, you're
meaningful.
69, my dude. Like I gotta watch out for you. But like he likes to do those things, and we were just like I said this morning. We were just doing that, and it was like it's cool to see like. Like I said, when I say retire,
Yeah.
like I know I'm gonna always work, or I
Yeah.
know I'm always like throw some things out there that it's gonna be a business. Like I get told all the
Absolutely, yeah,
time,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luciano, what are you coming up with next?
Yeah.
Like what's your next idea? Like
Yeah.
you went from clothing brand to clubs. You own a restaurant now. Like what's next? And
What's
I was
next?
like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe Luciano's lashes. I don't know. You know what
Hey.
I mean? I just like, nah, but I just be always thinking.
That's
like,
a
I
market
really,
to
Yeah.
get in,
That's so
though.
Oh,
good.
'cause, you
trust
know,
me. Yeah, I literally
Gotta get in it
I will
all.
say this. I have like a couple ideas, but I definitely need it. It's obviously in like for women, and I need a female to be the face of it, and like
Absolutely,
obviously-
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
the
good.
moment I find a female that understands what I'm doing, and I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna take advantage of her, she's gonna get paid very well.
Yeah.
But it's
Right.
like I need her to like have that mentality and that heart that like wants us to
Absolutely, yeah.
succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of women that I love you guys to death, and I get it. You guys are gorgeous and beautiful. But some of the women that I've told about, they're like, "Oh, it sounds like a good time," but like, I probably have to be at like this basketball game or like this
Yeah,
club
here we
event.
go.
And I'm just
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah.
all right, cool. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
go try to get picked up on these basketball players and football players
Or
that are
whatever,
just
yeah,
going to
yeah.
talk to you for the night. Like,
And that's
Right.
it.
do
Yeah.
your
Not
thing.
even
And I'll be
like
straight up.
serious.
I tell my homegirls straight up. I don't care what it is. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is what it is. Well, I don't mind. Like, all right, then
That's
you're,
it,
you're
yeah,
gonna get far
yeah.
in life, you know.
That's crazy.
So I appreciate it
Yeah.
for you keeping it real.
100%.
We're up on the time, and
Oh yeah.
any last words you want to say to anybody who's
Nah, just appreciate you guys for having me on here. It was dope. It was fun. Like I said, always go show love to my restaurant, First Ave in Van Buren, downtown Phoenix, Lodi Wiener. I do plan on making a second location. Don't know when, but maybe next year. I know, right?
That's
East
right.
Valley.
Please do the
East
east
Valley,
side.
yeah.
I want
Yeah.
downtown. No offense. I
know,
hate
right?
the parking.
No, I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna definitely look out for the
Yeah,
rest.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. Definitely check it
obviously
out.
the clothing brands, I'm excited for that because it's hoodie season and like jogger season, and I'm
for
like,
sure. I'm hopping.
Yeah.
trust
Yeah.
me, like when it gets
I'm
cold, like
excited.
you will not catch me dressed up. I will be in joggers and hoodies and
And
As you
sneakers
should.
and hats.
yeah, exactly,
Comfy
exactly. So yeah, the
vibes.
clothing
Yeah.
brands, obviously all the events I got going on, any festivals and
Right.
concerts you guys can think of, I'm gonna be a part of. And yeah, man, appreciate
I
you guys. once
appreciate
again.
it. Yeah.
Hey,
And
wait,
happy early
come on.
birthday.
You're on. You did something today where you are a part of like a cookie promotion.
Oh yeah,
you wanna
the
talk
cookie
about that?
promotion. Oh yeah, we were talking about sweets earlier today
Hey.
too.
Sweet.
So there's a company ran what is it? Local company, Sweets by Liz. So I'm doing a promo for them right now, and if you guys want a discount, 10% discount, if you could go to Sweet Spy Liz 1 on Instagram and type up Quan Said It First, tag me and tag 2 other friends, and that's how you're gonna get a discount. But you gotta tag me, and you gotta follow the page too. Follow the page definitely. So it's a great company. They have a lot of suites where they decorate it. The bouquet of roses with the what do you call it? The money inside. A lot of great things for kids, for dates. You know, that's the page to go to. But I just wanted to share that with you guys so you guys can experience all that fun stuff.
Thank you.
That is awesome. That. You got anything going on?
Girl, what you mean?
She chilling at the crib.
I got a lot. What you mean? I got a lot of siblings to help.
All right, y'all. So that's it with this episode with my man Luciano. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
So the Realness Launch Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Hit us up on YouTube, and I'll see you later.
Peace.
Hey.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was
okay.
cool.
Which one is
That was
it?
a lot.
Because I support my
Right.
sweets girlies.
That right there.
How did you gain popularity and stuff? Like just to the clubs?
Just a club scene, yeah. Like I said, started at 22, and I'll do like a lot of skits. And just
They're so funny, especially when you do the wigs. He be dressing up as a wig.
Oh yeah, those are the